One $60,000 salary can produce three very different answers. About $279,000 on an illustrative no-debt ceiling. About $199,500 after Kevin's real monthly debts are counted. And about $160,000 for a pass in our full stress test. Same income. Kevin earns $60,000 a year, or $5,000 a month before taxes and payroll deductions. He pays $450 on a car, $150 on a student loan, and has $20,000 before closing. Our example uses a 30-year fixed mortgage at 6.69%, 5% down, property taxes estimated at 1.2% a year, $150 monthly homeowners insurance, and a simplified mortgage insurance estimate. Freddie Mac reported 6.69% as the national average on August 6, 2026. That is a benchmark, not Kevin's quote. Start with the number that looks best on screen. Using an illustrative 45% total debt-to-income line, $5,000 of gross monthly income creates $2,250 of total monthly debt capacity. With no other monthly debt, that can map to a home near $279,000 under these assumptions. But 45% is not a universal approval rule. For manually underwritten Fannie Mae loans, the general maximum is 36%, with possible expansion to 45% when specified requirements are met. Automated underwriting and other programs can produce different results. A qualification ceiling is not a household budget. Now add Kevin's actual debts. The $450 car payment and $150 student loan use $600 of the same monthly capacity the mortgage needs. The housing amount falls from $2,250 to about $1,650. The home price ceiling falls from about $279,000 to about $199,500. That is roughly $80,000 of buying power gone without changing Kevin's salary, down payment, or credit score. Now test the payment, not only the price. At $160,000, 5% down creates a $152,000 loan. Principal and interest are about $980. Add approximately $160 for property taxes, $150 for homeowners insurance, and $63 for mortgage insurance. The complete estimated housing payment is about $1,353. At $185,000, it becomes about $1,541. At $250,000, it reaches about $2,030. Those totals can rise with HOA dues, flood insurance, higher taxes, or higher insurance. A house price is not a payment, and the mortgage payment is not the complete cost of owning the house. At $160,000, Kevin's housing payment uses about 27.1% of gross income. Add his other debts, and total DTI is about 39.1%. Add our maintenance and utilities buffers, and the homeowner load becomes about $1,836 before the car payment, student loan, groceries, healthcare, retirement, and everything else. Cash matters too. Using a 2.5% example for closing costs and prepaids, Kevin would have about $8,000 left after buying the $160,000 home. At $185,000, about $6,125 remains. At $250,000, only about $1,250 remains. Actual closing costs vary. The larger purchase creates a smaller safety margin when the buyer becomes responsible for every repair. That is why we built the free home payment stress test calculator. Enter income, recurring debts, including an existing HELOC payment, home price, down payment, rate, taxes, insurance, HOA dues, maintenance, utilities, closing costs, and the cash you want left afterward. It calculates the complete housing payment, total DTI, cash after closing, amortization, extra payment payoff, and a pass, caution, or fail grade based on the limits you select. It is an educational stress test, not a pre-approval or underwriting decision. Whether you use the calculator or do the math yourself, follow 5 steps. 1. Convert annual gross income to monthly income. 2. Subtract every recurring monthly debt. 3. Build the complete housing payment, not only principal and interest. 4. Add a realistic buffer for utilities, maintenance, and repairs. 5. Protect the cash left after closing. A payment does not pass if one ordinary repair sends the household back to a credit card. For Kevin's example, the $160,000 home is a pass under the limits used in this stress test. The estimated housing payment is about $1,353. Total DTI is about 39.1%. The modeled homeowner load is about $1,836, and approximately $8,000 remains after the entered down payment and closing cost estimate. The $185,000 home is caution. The housing payment rises to about $1,541. Total DTI reaches about 42.8%. The homeowner load reaches about $2,045, and the cash margin falls to about $6,125. The mortgage math may fit, but the household margin is getting thinner. The $250,000 home is a fail for Kevin's case. The estimated housing payment is about $2,030. Total DTI reaches about 52.6%. The homeowner load is about $2,588, and only about $1,250 remains after the entered down payment and closing cost estimate. That does not mean every buyer earning $60,000 fails at $250,000. It means Kevin's debt, cash, rate, and property cost assumptions do not survive this test. Not shop from the largest number an approval screen or basic calculator will display. Run your exact income, debts, taxes, insurance, cash, and rate through the free home payment stress test linked below. Then ask one question. What payment can my life absorb without borrowing from next month? Pressure test the payment before the payment pressure tests you.